MMA Meltdown on the Fight Network continues. Thanks to Reed Kuhn, Fightnomics.com for joining us. We welcome Robin Black into the studio. And Robin, I play the Kountermove Media Invitationals, and I often see Reed Kuhn in the Kountermove pool as well. So
Reed, get into ours. Reed, get into our game too.
Yeah, it's free, right? We're giving away a bigger prize in ours as well. $500, man. Our leagues really fill up. It's amazing. Last one, 2,500 people, sold out. Boom.
It'll be the same this time. Reed's got the numbers, man. Reed should be able to clean up on some of these. I'm throwing darts. I'm like, I know this guy's going to look good this way. This will work against the cage. But math, I was told there would be no math.
You know, Robin, numbers and logic and the fight game don't always mix.
That's why we need to all get together.
I had a great quote from a guest on Game Time Decisions on the Fantasy Sports Network. We were talking about numbers, and he said, you know what, Gabe? Numbers are man-made. They're not real. They're not part of. They're not part of the air. They're not
the fabric of the universe.
No, they're fabricated by man to make sense of the universe.
Oh, wow.
That they're not real.
You guys were really high. Right?
No, you know, it's crazy. Well, you can say that about, that's...
You can say that about breakfast.
That goes, that's besides the point.
Yeah.
I would say that's a lie and you know it, but then I'd be lying.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, speaking of numbers, Anthony Pettis, minus 450 favorite against Dos Anjos. You've been in a cage with Pettis. You showed him your fence kick.
Yeah.
Guy's a hell of an athlete, Pettis.
Yeah.
I've been somewhat of a doubter. I just didn't like the fact that he was always hurt and he was sort of picking fights and stuff. But you can't deny this guy's athleticism and the guy's a stud, man.
Yeah.
I think he wins this fight. But you're saying you've been talking to some people that think that the underdog's got a shot.
This is a strange one because if you asked me 3 weeks ago, and I'm using my own analysis, I'm saying that Anthony Pettis is one of these unbeatable in the short-term champions. And for a lot of reasons, you look at the way this guy moves, his efficiency, the elegance with which he moves, how strong he is, how he defended Gilbert Melendez's takedowns, all of this. I'm like, this guy's winning. But TJ Dillashaw told us straight up he's betting money on Rafael Dos Anjos after being in the room with him at King's MMA. And then Evan Boris, who was a coach who trained a lot under Henry Hooft with, guys like Anthony Johnson, people like that. He put a straight $100 on Dos Anjos, believes he can do it for a lot of reasons. The big thing these guys are saying is in that range between striking and wrestling, where Gilbert Melendez is 2 big hooks and then on the fence, that in these moments where the wrestling stops, that Dos Anjos strikes on the exit and he strikes on the entrance and he hits guys and he hits guys clean, and that's a place they believe Anthony can win. The problem with that theory is, great, I was in the room with Rafael Dos Anjos, he was amazing. Well, you're weighing him against average. Anthony Pettis, if you're not in the room with him.
Somebody else is in a room with Anthony Pettis,
exactly, going, oh my God, he can't bet on him. But it is very interesting to hear super educated people making moves.
But if Dos Anjos attacks too much, he's going to get kicked in the head. Pettis is he's so patient and he's a great reactionary fighter.
My prediction is Pettis will win by knockout backing up. They've developed his striking, retreating, and planting and throwing, and I see that happening.
I like it. All right, so let's jump in. Let's talk some counter move here. I actually have Anthony Pettis. I'll blast through my picks, and then I'll let you close out here. I'll be quick with mine. I took Anthony Pettis as far as counter move is concerned. I think he's going to finish the fight. It's going to be probably the 3rd round, maybe 4th round as it goes on. I don't think it's going to be instant, but I think he does finish the fight. Roy Nelson, $4,700. This fight's a complete toss-up. Roy Nelson's kind of flaky, man. You don't know what you're going to get with Roy, but I'll take flaky against the glass chin of Overeem, right? If these two, if they both bang, man, I think there's a good shot that Roy Nelson can win. At $4,700, there was value. Matt Brown, $4,300. I actually think Hendricks is going to win this fight, but $4,300, man. And you know that Matt Brown's going to bang. He ain't going to go down without a fight. So even if he loses, let's say a decision, he can still rack up 50, 60 points for us. And you always got that puncher's chance at $4,300. And I'm going to wrap it up with Larissa Pacheco here. 5,000. Anytime I get an opportunity to take the women's fights, I always like to. And both these chicks are bangers, Robin.
Yeah, it's a good one. The reason this one's a really fun counter-move fantasy game is because these are tough fights. You watch a lot of these, you're like, well, these 6 are going to win, these guys are going to lose. This one, there's a lot of game in this one.
2 minutes,
yeah,
you got.
I got Anthony Pettis also. For that money, I'm taking him. I believe in him. I got Sergio Pettis also, and he's not cheap either. Sergio's not cheap, but Sergio will get it done for sure. I got Jared Rosholt, who's also not cheap, but I know Jared Rosholt's going to finish that one. Elbows from top, maybe in the second round. Then I got to go.
I got Rosholt too, actually.
Yeah, that was your other one. He's expensive. You got to pay for him.
$5,100, Rosholt.
But he's worth it, I think. Then you got to go 2 cheap guys because you just went 3 guys over $5,000.
Yeah.
So I go in for my guy Sam Stout, who's got an iron jaw, who's going to do 15 minutes win or lose with Ross Pearson, and he's going to get you points because they're both going to strike. So I figured that's some good money, and I went with you on Matt Brown because this one's a live dog. I don't play with money. I find it interferes with my perspective, my analysis.
You do play with money a bit,
yeah.
though.
I have. I left with money when I stopped betting on fights because it changed my perspective. But Matt Brown's a live dog in this fight for a lot of reasons. Hendricks had some mental issues in that last fight. And he keeps talking, oh, it's my weight cut, my weight cut, my weight cut, my weight cut. Dude, if you focused on your weight cut and it was your mental readiness, we might have a problem here. And Matt Brown is mentally the toughest guy in the world.
He's been tweeting out pictures, though, Johnny, of, he's doing the buff thing, no weight cut, the abs are ripped.
Lat pull downs, and he's all shredded in there. Yeah.
I think he's mentally refreshed. That's what I was just telling Reed Kuhn. I think he was mentally taxed. The George St. Pierre thing. Stuck with him. Those 3 25-minute fights were exhausting. When he was looking at George, he's like, George complains that everyone wants to go after him. He's feeling the pressure. I want that pressure. After 3 25-minute fights like that, he's like, man, I better be careful what I'm asking for. Suddenly he's like, no, I need a little break, right? Even Lawler now. It's funny how everybody, when people become the belt, they're not in a hurry to defend it. All right, thanks to Robin Black. Check him out right here on the Fight Network. We'll come back with our video of the week.